you guys, thanks so much for clicking on my channel. We're all smiles over here. I am Will Sanja. It's like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep your smile for today? And hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm gonna try not to keep it long, but y'all already know if it gets good, I'm gonna keep on talking. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. To go to nugget today is it belongs to me. Ain't nothing like knowing what belongs to you. Why? Because when you know what belongs to you, you will not settle. People won't be able to come into your life and tell you just owe anything. You will know what belongs to you. And guess what? The enemy will not be able to sneak up on you and steal stuff from you. The thing is, when you don't know, what did God say about not having knowledge and having the lack of? He said, my people perish and they are placed in captivity, all because they lack knowledge and because they don't have any knowledge. But when you do have the knowledge, like I said, you will live your best life. Why? Because you will know what belongs to you and you will not settle for anything less. Here's the thing, y'all. When people don't know what belongs to them, they'll believe anything. They will accept anything. I'll give you a prime example. I went to the store to buy a few things, and the young lady told me that my total came out to be $130 and some change. So I gave her 6 20s and a 10. That's $130. And I was looking in my purse for some change. And as I was looking in my purse for some change, I looked up and I saw that my total really was $131 and some change. So I said, well, shucks, let me just give you an extra 20. That totals that I'm giving her is what, $150. And so I gave her that 20, and she hands me back $9 and some change. And I look at her, I said, ma'am, you owe me some money. She said, no, I don't. You gave me a 10. I said, no, ma'am, I gave you 20. I said, the first go round, I gave you 6 20s and a 10. That's 130. I said, but the second go round, because I realized I didn't need to give you any change, I gave you a 20. That totaled to what? $150. I said, so you owe me double. I said, you owe me $18. She had given me 9, and she would say, no. Oh, no, 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 no. No, I don't owe you any money. My drawer's going to be short if I give you that money. And I said, ma'am, but you owe me that money. I know what belongs to me. That money belongs to me. And so she was huffing and puffing and almost cussing, y'all. You hear me? She was huffing and puffing and almost cussing. So she finally got tired of me talking, and she went over and got her manager. And her manager was like, ma'am, what's going on? I said, well, I gave her $150. My total was $131 and some change, and she only gave me $9. I said, so you guys owe me. And so they just opened the register and handed me a 10. Now they've given me what? $19 and some change. And I'm having to tell them, ma'am, y'all have given me too much money. You only owe me $18, and I already have the change, so here's the $1. And when they saw that I gave them the $1, they knew then that I was telling the truth. Which I was like, why would I be over here fussing at you over $18 if it wasn't true? Why? But I'm quite sure they have come across some people who are scammers, and they like to cheat people. I get that, but I'm not one of those people. Okay, I don't have to do that. Why? Because God supplies all of my needs, and I have more than enough. Okay, so anywho, y'all, I gave them $1 back. Gave them $1 because they overpaid me that time. And so the lady was so shocked that I gave it back. And I said, you all have a great day. She said, oh, you have a blessed day. You have a good day, ma'am. And sorry for the inconvenience. And I went on about my way. But what would have happened if I didn't know that that lady owed me double? Which means, well, owed me an extra $9 to give me my $18. I would have just settled for that, what, $9 and left. And would have been wondering why my money ain't adding up. By the time I would have gotten home and looked over everything, I would have said, oh man, they shorted me. But because I knew what belonged to me, that didn't happen. A lot of times we get into a place to where we settle and we accept things. And you know what that's called? That's called a dubious spirit. That spirit causes one to challenge and question God's word as far as what it really means. When God says that he will supply your needs, when God says he will heal you, when God says he will set you free, when God says he will do all this good and yums for you, that's exactly what he means. But when the dubious spirit is in work through your flesh, what happens? You begin to question. You say, well, God didn't really mean that. He didn't really mean that he can really heal you. He ain't really mean that he can really take care of you. He ain't really mean that he can supply all your needs. He ain't really mean that he can make your marriage better. He ain't really mean that. And so when you begin to get into that spirit of the dubious spirit, you will begin to settle. That spirit causes you to settle for less, settle for second best. And then you're wondering why you're not living your best life. It's because your flesh is in that dubious spirit. If that makes any sense at all. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. But if you over there settling and not really getting what God has for you, then you don't know what belongs to you. You really don't know what belongs to you. But I can tell you this, when you do get that knowledge, when you do have that understanding, when you do take God for what he really means, when you do take his word for what it really means, you won't begin to settle anymore. The doctor can tell you that you're sick and you'll say, I know that's what you're saying, but I'm not going to accept that because I know what belongs to me. Healing belongs to me. It's already mine. Therefore, what I will not accept this sickness, this infirmity. I will not accept this infirmity. I ain't going to accept this. Money, God said he will supply all of my needs. God said I will have more than enough. God said he will give me more than enough. More and more. He will give me increase. More and more. Me and my children. So I will not accept that my bank account is saying this, that, and the other. What I will accept is that God said I will be rich and wealthy in my house because that's what belongs in the house of the righteous. That's what I will accept. God said he wished above all things that I should prosper, be in good health, even as my soul should prosper. That's what I will accept. But anything else that's less than what God has promised, anything else that is second best to what God promised, you can get that out of here. Not today. Oh, not today. No. Not when you know. That's why it's important for you to ask God for his knowledge. And when God gives you his knowledge, ain't no way somebody can tell you something different. They can be so convincing. It can sound so good. It can even add up. They can say, well, scientifically wise, the scientists have said, the president have said, my mama said, my daddy said, my teacher said, my boss said, my wife said, my husband. It could be convincing. But when you know that you know that you know, have that knowledge of God, and it's on the table of your heart, you meditating on that stuff day and night, okay? It don't matter who say what to you. It doesn't. As long as you have God's knowledge, you will not be moved. That's why God said he will not see the feet of the righteous to be removed. He will not see your feet be removed. Which means what? You're gonna stand firm in God's word. Which means what? You're not gonna settle for second best. You're not gonna settle for less. In other words, you will live your best life. Heaven on earth. I hope y'all got this. I hope y'all understood it. But a lot of times we begin to settle all because we lack the knowledge, because we don't know what belongs to us. Get to knowing what belongs to you. And you know what? You remember what God said about that thief? He said, when you find the thief, who's the thief? Who's the only one come to kill, steal, and destroy? To kill, steal, and destroy? The enemy. God said, when you find a thief, that thief is to give you back what he took and give you sevenfold of it. Multiplied, okay? You hear me? Not only that, but also everything in his house. So I'm telling you, do not settle over there. Don't settle. Begin to know what belongs to you. And if the enemy has taken something from you, now you know it belongs to you. Take it back. Say, I want it all back. I want it all back. Yes, I do. Now I know what belongs. Healing. I know this healing belongs to me. I want my healing back. I'm taking my healing back. Taking my finances back. Taking my children back. Taking my husband back. Taking my wife back. Taking my job back. Okay? Taking my sanity back. Taking my peace, my joy, I want it all back. All right? You better get it all back. You better get it all back. You better not settle for less. You better not settle for second best. Get what belongs to you. Know what belongs to you. Stay in God's word, and you will never be bamboozled. I hope y'all get it, got it good. But if you didn't, you better do what? Rewind this thing and watch again. But in the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have a mask smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Take it all back. Know what belongs to you. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.